Coach, how have you been? Obviously, spring football wrapped up a few weeks ago. We'll get into the roster and recruiting and all that type of stuff, but how is life off the field?
It's good. I mean, family's good. My wife and my son are at Disneyland right now. So they're over there having a good time, and we just got back this Sunday, and we're rocking and rolling.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you, with the spring season over, obviously your second go-round here in terms of those spring practices, just what update can you provide with where the Bamboo's at for Arizona State?
Yeah, I mean, we had a team meeting, to get all the guys back, and we started the meeting 7 minutes early because everybody was there. In the past, this was our first, sounds crazy, first time we've had a team meeting to start a segment of practice since I've been here where everybody has been there on time.
Let's go.
Wow.
And now everybody's 7 minutes early. So the standard's just higher than it's ever been, and it's going to continue to get higher as our kids are in the culture, and the culture starts to engulf people that join the program. And I think that's what takes the most time, is just the coaches can't do everything. Players have to educate players on what it looks like. And I think our players are starting to educate our other guys on what it's supposed to look like here.
Absolutely.
Building the culture here, the biggest part for you've always said, is you want to recruit people, not the players. You want to recruit good people to play here. So after, you find out that Rashad is leaving and you need, you want another quarterback to fill out that room, what were you looking for in a person and a quarterback in the portal?
One, a good person. One, somebody else that had experience, and somebody that had a very, very high ceiling. I wanted somebody that if you saw throwing a vacuum, that you would say, damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And because I truly think there's so many different ways to coach quarterback, there's so many ways to play the game or scheme somebody to success, that if you get a good person who cares, that is really talented in a vacuum, then you can see what you can mold them to be. And we had a few guys that we were looking at, and Jeff was the guy that when we looked at, I went back and watched every game that he's played in his college career. And I mean, there are plays on the tape that are uncoachable. And then you talk to him as a person, and you talk football with him, and you understand he's smart and he's intelligent. And then you combine that with some of these plays he makes, and then it's all about, okay, can we limit the negative 3 to 4 plays a game? And if you can take away those negative 3 to 4 plays a game, well, the other 65 plays are unbelievable. So how do we subtract 3 or 4 from his total, body of work in a game? And if we can do that, we've got a guy who, has the talent level to really play on Sundays.
Yeah. So the conversations with Jeff Sims, what was that moment that made you go, okay, this is our guy? Was there a specific moment?
Just in conversation, never blaming other people, even when I'm watching the film, because what I like to do is I like to watch tape, especially of transfers, and I like to find somebody making excuses. When I say, oh, well, obviously this isn't the right route concept here. Somebody's supposed to do something different. 2 guys were in the same area, and maybe a pick is thrown, or maybe he takes a sack on a 2nd and 2, which you should never do because it's a sequencing down to get to 3rd and 2, and ask somebody that question. And I remember I asked him a question in that realm where I knew somebody else had messed up and he made a bad play. And I said, so talk to me here. And he took full ownership. And I said, well, what about the other guy who was running the under into the other under? It's not mesh, right? It was actually 2 slants, right, that were from cut splits. And he goes, yeah, but I still should have gone over here with the ball. That's what I want to coach.
As a coach, obviously, like, you look for players, you look for people you can mold, right? You said you're looking for the person, but like personally, what's something that you feel like you're still learning as a coach right now?
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the office today with Coach Arroyo, and we're talking option concepts, and do we want to outside release MOR guys, or do we want to run burst corners? And what the pro is of a burst corner is you throw more corner routes because the corner in cover 2 is going to squeeze the option. And the pro of an MOR is you're going to widen the corner to throw more options. What do we want to do? Why do we want to do it? Who do we want to be? Because that little detail is the difference between saying we're going to be a team that gets the ball out in rhythm and get the ball out quick for a 5-yard gain that turns into 7, versus a team that holds it another count and throws it in a more of aggressive corner route. That little tiny detail. So you're always learning and growing. And if you're not learning and growing, then eventually the world's going to pass you by.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, you already talked a little bit about Jeff Sims, quarterback, incoming transfer, added a plethora of players, right? wide receiver from Penn State, Jamon Tapp, edge rusher. I want to ask you a little bit about Alton McCaskill, just because it felt like the running back room is and was one of the deepest rooms already with Scat, Raleek, DeCarlos, Kyson, and then you haven't even had Jason Brown Jr. get here yet. So what was it about Alton where you said, you know what, we need this guy in our room?
Well, he's talented and he's a good person. And, I thought we were going to get him last year out of the portal, and it didn't work out. And he called us wanting to come back, wanting to come here. It was a destination location for him. So the want to was there. The talent level was there, clearly. And then did we necessarily need running backs? No, we didn't. And I told him that. I said, listen, we're good at running back. You may not play. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. You may not play here. Are you still interested? Yes. I just want to go to a place that I trust the people. I trust you. I just want to go be comfortable. And so I challenged him to say, this is going to be really hard to see the field in this running back room. But for me, there's 5 skill players you play. I don't care. The best 5 should be on the field. So if we have to play in split back structures, then we should play in split back structures, get more backs on the field. If we have to play in empty and 0 tight ends or running backs, because that's the best players we can recruit, are the best 5 or wideouts, then we should be in 0 personnel. So to me, it's how do you acquire the most talent possible on your team with people who understand that you may not always get the ball either. Because if you can have that balance, why would you not take the best player that you think is available if his expectation is, I better compete and there's nothing promised? And that was why it was a perfect combination. There were no promises. There was a really real conversation. And then the ability to play in some 20 personnel and 21 personnel.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of you have a lot of guys that you can use in a lot of different ways in this offense, and specifically the wide receiver room. You lose a guy like Badger, but talk about depth. I mean, there's so many bodies in this receiver room that can play every down and do a bunch of different things. Who have you seen kind of step up in that role that Badger was playing, and not necessarily on the field or out the field, just kind of be that guy in the receiver room?
Yeah, Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
And Jordan Tyson has stepped up all spring. He's healthy. He's working. He's growing. Every day he gets better. He's competitive as crap. He'll block you into a cooler.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want the identity. I shouldn't say it's easy. It's hard to make plays. It's hard to make people miss. It's hard to do all that stuff. But the reality is a wideout has the ball maybe 7 to 8 times a game. And if you have the ball in your hands 7 to 8 times a game, you're averaging 90 catches to 100 catches a year, depending on how many games you play. So you're already elite, and you have the ball in your hand 8-9 times a game. What are you doing the other 52? And that's what really makes your team good, is how do your guys play when they don't have the football? And that's one thing I think that Jordan and Stovall and Troy and Jake and X, when he got back, I think that's one thing that we are growing to become, is a team that the times I don't have the ball, which is 90% of the game, do I play with passion and effort for my teammates to win the football game, or do I say this isn't my play, go to the next one? And that's what I'm most pleased with about that room over the last few weeks of camp and how they progressed.
I think one of the unique things we've seen from you is navigating the current college football landscape is when players leave, still treating them like people and wishing them the best. And obviously, college football today looks a lot different than it did just 2, 3, 4 years ago. Is that something that you saw coming when you took the job here? Or are you even a little surprised with where everything kind of stands as far as NIL and transfer portals and just how far it's kind of gone?
Yeah, I mean, to say you saw it coming, I think nobody really understood. They all know there were going to be change. How much? Mm-hmm. I think that's changing every year.
Yeah.
Because the rules change every year. But did we prepare for what it is now? Yes. Did we know the severity of it? Probably no. You just, last year we learned it. And then as cycles go by, you kind of, learn how to navigate. Just like we knew that last year we saved a lot of spots for the spring portal, but there weren't a lot of guys in the spring portal. So this year we said, okay, we don't want to save spots for the spring portal. We should only take 5 transfers in the spring portal, maybe a 6th. So we tried to fill up all of our spots in the winter portal. That way we could build culture. So I think you learn and adapt as it changes, but I don't think anybody knows the perfect formula right now because there's no results. And you won't know that until 3-4 years down the road, not just winning currently, but can you sustain winning in the current environment? And that's really the hardest part.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we'll get back to the questions here in a second. Guys, again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Some phenomenal comments in the chat from Jacob. It's 93 degrees and Kenny is wearing a hoodie. Man is unstoppable. Also, Joseph in the chat, Dilly needs to put Shane on some type of shoe game. LMAO.
What is going?
It's not me. That's them.
These are my favorite. I know I'm directing my anger toward the chat. These are probably my favorite pair of shoes that I own. That's really offensive.
How do you feel about those?
I mean, who was the guy who said that in the chat?
That was Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. Leave the man alone. Those are his favorite pair of shoes.
I love it. And we got a couple
I thought
super
he was going to
chats.
hit me with it. Yeah, Joseph's right. Those things are trash.
I have no swag. I wear the same thing all the time. So
This is a good fit, though.
Yeah,
It's a good fit. I give you that.
It's
my same fit with different pants.
Yeah, that's fair.
Doesn't mean it's a bad fit.
Yeah, that's true. It's better than your hat.
You got to play
That's
the
true.
classics.
It's consistent. What'd you say about bamboo? You just got to water, and eventually, boom.
That's exactly right.
So eventually, there's going to be something that pays off the outfit.
Yeah, eventually I wear this will turn into like a orange hoodie.
Yeah, just add it to the counter.
Over time, we'll have to trade out.
We have a couple super chats from the one, the only Sweet Prince Kenny Donald in the chat, just saying, "I love you, Kenny," and then also, Kenny, your portrait is going in my dining room.
Thank you, Donald. I saw your commitment video. It was elite.
Well, so you're saying there's a roster spot open for him?
No, no, there's not. But it was a great video.
Oh my gosh,
That's great.
Coach! I know you can't discuss specific players as it relates to recruiting, but the class of 2025 trending in the right direction. Top 15 nationally already, atop the Big 12. Obviously, the recent situation, I believe it was last week. But for you, what has been the process trying to navigate recruiting in the way that it is? And then also with kind of the situation that occurred last week, just what is the mantra or the standard for you in terms of commitment and then taking other visits?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. If you're committed, and we're committed to you. So if, we say we're full at O-line and we're not going to trip any more O-linemen, I'm going to put all my eggs in your basket. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't like that because, these kids will flip on you. Well, you know what? I'm going to be loyal to them. And if they turn on me, then that's on me. And I'll figure it out. But I'm not going to be like, some other models where you just oversign and then drop somebody late. I don't believe in that model. I believe that you treat people how you want to be treated. So I'm going to give everybody we recruit the benefit of the doubt that I can trust them. And I have to show that back. So if you're committed to us, everything I tell you is going to be the truth. It may not happen. Maybe I say I believe you can do something and it doesn't happen when you get here. Just it doesn't happen. We tried to make it happen. We tried to make you what I thought you could be, and I couldn't figure it out. That doesn't mean I lied. It just means I failed, which is going to happen. But when I tell somebody in recruiting that something, it's the truth. And if I say you're committed and you're the last person at that spot, I'm not recruiting any more people at that spot. So you may burn me, which is okay. I can sleep at night if you burn me. I'll figure it out later, but I'm never going to burn a kid. But it goes mutual. So that's just part of the mutual kind of relationship that you have when I believe somebody commits.
ASU, since you've gotten here, not just the football program, but athletics in general, has taken some really major strides in NIL. I mean, everybody has to, but like it's really felt like there's been this emergence, especially your Activate the Valley. Like people have taken that personally. Do you have conversations with the other programs and the other coaches and people atop those about kind of working together and getting this whole thing built up, not just from football, but from the entire athletics perspective on NIL?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely exchanged and had conversations. I've met with, people from different sports. Yes, all the time. The hard part is our seasons are all conflicting.
Yeah.
So when I'm in full speed mode, they're in like, let's figure out NIL mode. And I'm like, guys, I don't have time right now. Like it's Tuesday. Okay. And then when they're in full speed mode, I'm in the other mode. So that's the hardest part about it. But I know the leadership of the university, is really fighting for that direction. And then, I get asked to do events for other sports as well. And I try to go to those events too, to help them fundraise money in whatever way I can. Like I've been asked to do a few events that I've been to, and we'll continue to do that for other sports just because I firmly believe if basketball is good, and baseball is good, and hockey is good, and softball is good, and all women's basketball is good. And that's just the culture you create. And that's an environment that you want to be a part of, right? So if the more teams that are good, the better it is for ASU football.
Yeah.
So I want to read a comment from one of our diehards, Sharon. She's here every single day. Every single day, loves ASU. She says, Coach Dillingham, this is the most excited that I've been for ASU football's future in a long time. Thank you for re-energizing us. I hope you're here for a long time. What does that mean to you to have fans just fervently support you?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think it's great. I mean, that's why I came home. That's why I think people can feel/relate to me actually wanting to be here and wanting to build this program, not just for how quickly can we win, but how long can we win and how long can we build it and get to the top and stay there. So it's awesome for me to hear that because this is what I want to do. I want to build this place into something that you could stay at forever and something that you want to be a part of, not just me, but the fans, the community, everybody in the Valley. Bring ASU back to what it was when it sold out every freaking game, every Saturday. What did you do? You came and watched ASU football, and it was the thing to do because there is nothing like a college football game with a college environment. I don't care what pro sport. I grew up going to Cardinals games, Coyotes games, and all the games. There is nothing better than a college football game with the band and the student section and all the alumni that are there and all your buddies that you go to with that you used to go out on frat row with, and everybody's going there together. And now your son's going with you. And it's that same, you have flashbacks to when you were 17, 18, 19 going to games. Now your son's doing it. There's nothing better than that. And we need to bring that back to the state. And I wish I could just say activate the Valley. Everybody shows up to games. I have to show that we're going to show progress and win first because people will follow a winner here. So I got to do our part. I got to show this year we're getting better. Next year we're getting better. And this isn't just going to happen overnight, but over a 3 to 4 year cycle, we're going to sell this place out again.
I know people are excited. Sweet Prince Kenny back in the chat with another super chat. I don't need the roster spot, but my kids were making future Sun Devils on the way to practice now. Great show. Keeping activating the Valley. Love it. Absolutely love it. We've got Mike Luke in the chat. Very excited. I do want to get to some fun questions that we have for you. So I'm going to set the scene. Okay. We're at Sun Devil Stadium.
And what scenario is this happening?
This scenario.
Okay.
This scenario.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a Friday night.
Mountain America Stadium.
There you go. Mountain America Stadium. There you go. I love it. Mountain America Stadium. Under the lights. It's packed. Rod Wave is blasting over the speakers. Okay. Marcuston Douglas at the 50-yard line.
Is he just there?
He's just there.
How do you get there?
He spawned there.
Oh, okay.
He spawned there. He
was schemed open.
Yes, he was schemed open, of course. Of course. And who's coming out of the tunnel?
Wait.
Who's coming out of the tunnel? Third graders. Bunch of third graders. How many third graders would it take to tackle Marcuston Douglas?
Well, this is quite the scenario. I mean, 8?
You think only 8? I feel like it would take so much more.
I mean, it depends how organized they were.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if you had a lead, do you have a coach of the third graders?
Shane.
Or are these third graders 12?
Yeah, I don't teach good tackling techniques. Someone's getting hurt.
I mean, I would say 8 third graders with a plan.
8 third graders with a plan.
Could constantly dive at that dude.
That sounds like a crazy band.
And knock him down. I mean, you would think maybe 12.
They've got 10 minutes to prep with Brian Ward.
Oh yeah, we're getting them down with 8.
Yeah.
We're attacking from all angles.
I love that.
Poor Marcuston.
Man. Well, you said your kid was just at Disney, so assuming cartoons are a big part of every day. Do you watch the cartoons with him?
I mean, not really.
Yeah.
When I get home, the only thing we'll put on is Toy Story.
Okay.
So that's the cartoon I try to. I mean, they're on.
Yeah.
But Toy Story is the one that we consistently watch to go to bed every night. Or the Grinch, the new Grinch, he loves. So I'm like, it's June.
So you begin to familiarize yourself with the cartoon landscape.
Yes.
If you had to give me a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and an offensive lineman, all cartoon team, can you give me 4 of those? Like who's playing each position?
Of all time.
Of all time?
Could be anybody.
Well, I mean, my mind goes instantly to Mario Kart.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, my old lineman's Bowser.
That's huge.
That's a good one. That's
huge.
a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, Luigi's my running back. I
Okay.
mean, just because he's fast.
Yeah. Shifty too.
Mario's my quarterback.
Yeah,
I
naturally.
mean, I'm just
Gotta be.
thinking
leader.
like,
Great
he's a
leader.
leader. He's
Yeah.
the name of the game.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, he's either the coach or the quarterback, right? One of the two. And the wideout, I mean, you got to get somebody with length
Waluigi.
who can stretch the field. Who'd you say?
Waluigi.
I don't even know who that is.
The big lanky purple.
He's the purple
Wears
guy.
a hat like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I still don't even know who that is.
Think Troy O'Meara.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to change it, and I'm going to go Yoshi's my wideout.
Okay.
Ooh,
And I'm going to go, I want a bruiser at running back. I'm going to go SpongeBob.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to really
Yeah, he can absorb contact.
get absorb
that's
contact, right? And, he can squeeze through holes, right?
You know what they say? He is. I mean, he's a worker. Shows up every day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's just ready all
Yeah,
the time.
no doubt. I mean, if you wanted a defensive coordinator, would be the owner of the Crab Shack, right? Krabby Patty, defense
Mr.
coordinator.
Krabs.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs. Defense coordinators are always crabby, so I would go with the Krabby Patty guy.
Does Brian Ward have a chain yet? Have we got him a
Yeah,
chain?
we need to get him a B Ward D cord chain.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think he would love that.
That would be the best turnover chain in the country.
Oh yeah.
I think he would absolutely love that. I think he would wear it. I think
he
he'd
would
embrace it.
We need that. We need that.
Huge.
Got anything else, Eric?
Well, there's a question that we ask a lot of your players when they come on, and that's what's the largest animal you think you could take down if you had a sword?
So I think I got asked this a little bit ago, and I would like to change the largest animal, tallest or weight.
Mass.
Whichever way you
It's
wanna go.
mass.
Yeah, it's mass.
Mass. Okay, the largest animal. Well, I think a whale
You think you take down a whale
if I'm on land.
if you're on land?
Okay, but you're in their home territory.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, I'm trying
Yeah.
to find a
Come
way
on,
around
Eric.
the rule.
Sorry.
That was
Yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
a loophole.
That was,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
creative thinking,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You ran the swinging gate on the question.
All right. So I'm
You're in their
I'm
territory,
in-
and they're trying to fight you. They're not just there to like.
Oh, they're
relax.
trying to
Yeah,
get me.
it's a fight. Like
Oh
it's
my
going down.
God.
The other day, CJ Fight said an elephant. By the way.
Yeah, he'd be wrong. Okay, that's good. Good for him. Right? Yes. Keep fighting, CJ. Our entire O line and D line together could not take down an
No.
elephant
No.
with a sword. 20 swords. No. I would say, man, ostrich.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're taking that ostrich down for sure.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to win many fights versus a gigantic animal.
I always say the right answer to me is a cow.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Llama.
Llama.
I changed
a
my
good
deal to
one.
llama. Big neck. Easy to
Yeah.
strike.
Yeah.
There you go. Break
One
it
full
down.
swoop. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's incredible. Incredible. Coach, do you have a message to Sun Devil Nation? Obviously, still some months away until fall Camp Tontozona, in the 2024 season. But any message headed into year one in the Big 12?
Yeah, just get involved. Like, continue to get involved in whatever way you can get involved. Bring friends to the game. Bring families to the game. Come out to Camp T. Show support of the players. Our guys want to be here. Our NIL is not the biggest in the league. Our guys had opportunities to leave. And a lot of our guys chose to stay. A lot of the guys that I brought in here chose to stay regardless of the opportunities they have because they love it here. And I think sometimes, a little bit of the old guard says, well, the changing of the game, these guys don't love ASU. Our guys love ASU. Our guys are going to learn the fight song. Our guys are going to sing the fight song in Camp T. Our guys are going to understand what the rivalry is down south, right? And I want those guys to be as good as possible so that game that we play matters the most that it's ever mattered, right? And that's kind of my mantra. But we need the Valley to get behind us. We need people with butts in seats. Like I say, bring your friends, bring your friends' kids. Make it something that you, your friends, and your family embrace it and enjoy it because you're going to remember us getting better and better and better and better. And it's easy to join something once we get there. It's a lot more fun to watch the process unwind. And come for us on the ride that hopefully we get better every year, and that's the challenge. And I think you're going to see it this year, us be a little bit better than we were last year and continue to grow.
Absolutely. Players choosing to transfer to Arizona State, stay at Arizona State, and also commit to Arizona State.